Why RuneScape's useless party hats cost more than a car? Some people would go, what? Over this? And I go, just a car? We got skins in CS that cost more than a house. Just a car, mud? Come on, at least we're talking hopefully a Koenigsegg. Chad, who played old school RuneScape before? Type 1, bro. Me, myself, and I never played. And low-key, I'm happy about it. Because even nowadays, I see people addicted to playing this game even in 2025. Putting things aside, putting work aside. Oh, I'm gonna grind some RuneScape. This shit is an addiction right here, no? Can't have any of that. I'm addicted to this shit. Yeah, check. All right, here we go.
This paper crown is
Mods, change title on YouTube and on Twitch, please. And just chatting. Pussy.
completely useless, but cost $6,000 US and was $42,000 a few years ago.
Alright, that's actually crazy.
This is the story of RuneScape's party hats and how they went from holiday trash to the most coveted items in the game. Our story starts in October of 2001. RuneScape's co-founders and Jagex owners, the Gower brothers, wanted to do something special to celebrate Halloween. They decided that on October 31st, they would scatter pumpkins all across the game world. Andrew Gower could also be found in Falador dropping pumpkins at random during this time. Players who found them could pick them up, trade them with their friends, and even eat them. Most players chose to eat the pumpkins as they would heal 14 hit points, 2 more than lobsters, which were fairly expensive at the time. However, many players ignored the pumpkins, dropped them a few days after Halloween, or just slowly ate all of them. With bank space limited to just 48 items, few players bothered to hold on to any. Both the players and the Gowers had no idea that pumpkins would one day be worth $140 each. Pumpkins were RuneScape's first ever limited time drop. After October 31st, pumpkins would never be spawned again. So, as RuneScape took off,
Chet. I like that, bro. Seasonal events in Counter-Strike, I low-key miss it. When was the last time we had a real Halloween update? Scheiße.
in popularity, their price would seemingly go nowhere but up. But for now, they were virtually worthless, even considered junk by some. Regardless, players were happy with the event. It was a fun, festive way to celebrate Halloween in RuneScape. So for Christmas, Jagex decided to do another limited time drop.
Bro, on Christmas. If that black party hat is real, by the way, I low-key want one, bro. That looks crazy, bro. Black gotta be the most expensive.
Time drop. On Christmas Eve, when players logged in, they'd be greeted with rainbow flashing text that said Merry Christmas. And all around them on the floor were a new item called Christmas crackers. Players who picked them up could use them on another player to crack them open. One player would receive a random item, while the other would receive a party hat, which they would promptly throw in the garbage. At the time, party hats were worthless junk. You really wanted to be the player that got the random item out of the cracker, because it could be anything from coal to the valuable rune plate body. Party hats provide—
They have cases? No. Guys. Bro, when there's a game that has cases, I mean, this sounds really, really fucked up, but we played TF2 one time, a whole day, opening cases. Are you telling me that RuneScape has cases? Neuron activation? No. But yes. Do they have that? No, they don't. So this party cracker thing was a one-time thing? Like, you get a random drop, you can get a max win, blah, blah, blah. Scheiße. Check.
No benefit to your character when worn, and again, with bank space being so limited, nobody wanted to waste 6 slots on silly paper hats.
Damn.
As you know, those players would be making a huge mistake, but they wouldn't know it for a while. Sort of like how you don't know about Watcher of Realms, a next-gen fantasy RPG available on mobile and PC. So, let's talk about it.
I hate when they jump scare you with the ad, bro, when it's like, and then they do the smoothest transition ever, bro. I was too locked in on the party hats, bro. Come on, mud. Like, what is this?
Obliterate your enemies. Watcher of Realms actually has over 200 heroes to summon, breathtaking visuals, and 360-degree real-time combat where you control—
No. You can't be showing the cinematic-ass Elden Ring type thing, and then it's this, bro. What is this, bro?
the battlefield. You can also test your skills
Is that
in
a minigame
thrilling
inside
game
of the game? I
modes,
hope so.
challenge powerful bosses in PvE, or join a guild and engage in intense
I still can't believe, bro, one of the funniest things that I bro, chat, we all know Raid Shadow Legends, right? This game, like, people say, oh, this guy sold out, he's doing a Raid Shadow Legends ad, right? Like this game, right? Bro, I remember Jesus was streaming Raid Shadow Legends, and yeah, he took the sponsor, sure, right? Like he took the money, but he actually himself played that shit in his free time, bro. And he was like, during the ad segment of like Raid Shadow Legends, when he was playing it on stream for like 2 hours, he was saying like, so guys, so now you have to do this, and this is the auction house, this is how you do this, bro. He was like explaining like he was living for that shit, bro. Like, bro, that's the actual, like, he was grinding Raid Shadow Legends, bro, and he was like so happy to do the sponsor, bro. He was like, guys, please, like, this is actually a good game. Look at this, bro. Jesus, bro.
The Christmas event was another success, and the Gower brothers wanted to continue the trend of dropping limited time items on holidays. On March 31st, 2002, they would drop Easter eggs to celebrate, well, the 2-year anniversary of The Matrix, of course. This time, more players held on to them than previous drops because the bank could now hold 96 items.
Wow.
Or 144 if you paid for membership. Like pumpkins, they weren't entirely useless, as they healed 11 hit points.
Wait, membership? So you can play for free as well, chat? It's not pay to play like World of Warcraft? Because I remember when I was young, bro, there were a lot of MMORPGs, bro, where you had to play monthly, but I never did. Like, it was just, you couldn't, like, it's like a monthly bill. That's unheard of, bro, for a game. Oh, hell no. You buy a game, $40, and you play it, like, for a year. Suck. World of Warcraft, never considered it. Was never on the thing. Free to play, drop party method to bond. If you know, you know. I don't know what you're talking about. Free to play is ass, though. Doesn't sound that bad, though. He said, what? 100 storage unit compared to 150? That's not that bad.
And who would say no to free food when you
fair.
have so much space for it? On October 31st, 2002, Jagex would drop 3 different colored Halloween masks to celebrate the holiday. This event was functionally the same as previous ones, but players' attitudes towards it were very different.
That's nice.
By now, most of the player base had realized that old holiday items wouldn't be re-releasing, since pumpkins didn't return for Halloween. So they would hoard these new masks in hopes of getting rich off.
First time I see this item, that and party hat we all have seen before somewhere, right? That probably means that this is worth jack shit. This was the time. This is like fucking major stickers. At some point, all the stickers made money, right? Like Stockholm, and then the next event was chopped because everybody invested, everybody kept it. I have a question, chat. Party hats, items in RuneScape. Can you delete them? Yeah, right. If you drop them on the floor, nobody picks them up. Poof. Correct? AK supply gone? Check. So all the party hats back in the day, people just didn't want to store them. Check.
Of them in the future. Over the last few months, party hats and Christmas crackers had risen in value by a fair amount. Generally, they were all selling for around 100,000 to 200,000 gold.
How
Unlike
much?
pumpkins and Easter eggs, party hats were a wearable sign of wealth that could be shown off.
They look so sick.
There was a fair amount of demand for them, especially since the player base had grown a lot since their release. There were thousands of players who weren't playing when party hats released that now wanted them. Now, Jagex didn't like that holiday events had turned into a time of hoarding wealth. So, on December 25th, 2002, along with dropping Santa hats for Christmas, they would ask players to be generous with them. If you manage to get more than one, then please consider giving them to your friends as Christmas presents. Of course, you can sell them, but that's not really the spirit of Christmas. As you might have expected, players didn't listen. The only thing rarer than a limited time holiday item was a player willing to give one out for free. Jagex knew they needed to make a change to how these drops work.
Bro, I would have given away so many. Not because I'm nice. I mean, I am, but I mean, I don't know. But like, if they say, please be nice, give these away, like, bro, I would think like, oh, I get this rare special item if I like actually give someone something, you know, bro. If they call out for that, I would feel like, okay, now I'm getting the rare skin if I give him the hat. Bro, low key, like, I would have been so mad if they didn't, if I did that. It didn't give me jack shit.
On April 20th, 2003, Jagex would drop bunny ears all over RuneScape. The smell of money was in the air, and players logged in excited to stock up on an item that would surely make them rich in a few years.
That looks trash.
They'd pick up their first pair, but when they went to pick up a second, they'd receive a message in their chat box. You don't need another set of bunny ears. You only have one head. Not only had Jagex limited—
Bro, imagine that in Counter-Strike terms. You don't need another gold. You already have one, bro. Nah. That's crazy, bro.
each player to only owning one pair of ears, they were also untradable, meaning they were impossible to buy and sell. Although this would lead to some complaints, it solved the problem of players hoarding the items and still let them have a bit of fun. On October 31st, 2003, the holiday drops would continue with the Scythe, an item that you could once again only own one of and not trade. But this time, there were a lot more complaints. Scythes were dropped at times when most of the United States was still asleep. Since they couldn't be traded, that meant most players had missed out on Scythes forever. But Andrew Gower, for the first time ever, gave in to the complaints and would drop Scythes.
Yo, mods. We're watching a RuneScape video, bro. Yo, what is being linked, bro?
Is all of her clips, all of our top clips right now are about this ohnepixel person. Who is ohnepixel?
Please don't be us edging a trader right now. That would be a bad look.
Oh. Oh, what the
no, yapping about butterflies. Wait, you're the wrong person to ask. Load it. Sorry.
Counter-Strike guy? He opens cases.
What? Yo, this is getting ridiculous, bro.
Spends shitloads on unboxing.
Yo, alright, bro. Yo.
Again on November 2nd at more
no.
US friendly times.
Why you make me look like a gamble every stream? Like, hello. Yeah, we did some trade ups, but like a whole year I did nothing. Like no cases, no, because you do. No, I don't, bro. Like right now it's a special phase. We had this big update, and of course, like we have to explore the update. This is my job. And the trade up thing, it's new. We gotta explore it for a bit, and then we're done. And then I'm not gonna do no more trade ups, right? I mean, oh god. All right, here we go.
In the background, past holiday items had continued to rise.
Who's maxed in OSRS type 1? Chat, is being maxed because I've heard about it. Like, there's people, I sometimes see it, like, people like, I just got 99 in everything. 99 in fishing, 99 in riz, 99 in wood chucking, 99 in blah, 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 blah. Everything imaginable, bro. In beekeeping, who is maxed? There's like 20 different skills. It takes a long time. Some skills take ages in order to max out, I've heard, right? Like, you need to do AFK farming all day. Bam, 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 bam. Chopping trees until level 99. It's completely chopped. Is it aura to be maxed? Or is it like everybody is maxed nowadays? Like max level in WoW. Because max level in WoW, come on, mud. That's nothing. But maxed out OSRS? Cracked or no? Max is rare? Wow. There's no exploits or something? Like everybody maxed at some point and they didn't revert it. Bam. Like it's actually still rare? It's big aura? Wow. That's crazy that they kept it rare across all these years, no? Because we're talking, what? He referenced 2002? Or do they reset the levels, guys? Because if you play since 2002, why is your ass not maxed? I'm maxed in Clash Royale. Okay, I also play some money, but if I would have free to play it every day, like, boom, you're max. It's a forever game? Fast. Never reset? How's not everyone maxed yet? How many hours does it take to max an account? Real question, real talk. I have 10k hours in CS. What are we talking in OSRS to max? 5k hours. That's actually insane. And that's you focusing on getting max, no? Like doing nothing else. Like no quests. Nah.
At an astounding pace. Christmas?
Bro, I played CS all my life and I have like 9k hours. And most of it is AFK probably. Oda block is maxed. I mean, he better be maxed. He's like the OSRS guy, no? Damn.
These crackers were now worth...
Look, I want to buy a max account. Is that allowed? Probably not.
A shocking 20 million gold.
I'm joking.
And party hats sold for 4 to 18 million, depending on the color. Every other
what?
And party hats sold for 4 to 18 million, depending on the color. Every other
Thought it was supply. Jesus.
Rare item was still less than 1 million, though, as they either couldn't be worn and shown off.
I actually want to see this. Which color is the rarest?
Christmas crackers were now worth a shocking 20 million gold, and party hats sold for...
Party hats still cheaper even though older, because the crackers had value, I guess. Like you could get an item, a useful one. This is just visual. 5 million for gold? Was? Why is gold the cheapest? Gold looks expensive, no? Chat, are some rarer than others? Or did they all drop in the same way and same odds? And then people just deleted them because they didn't like them, blah, 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 blah. Like, purple rarest. But is purple rarest because people decided to delete it back in the day when it was worth nothing, and that's why it's rare? Like, are they all the same odds to get? Should they all be the same supply back in the day? Question mark. Yes? Check. White is boss. Dude, white and black. Like, sheesh. 8 mil for green. Why is yellow so cheap? 18 mil for purple. Yeah, because Twitch, right? 13 mil for blue. Check. Yeah, blue is probably the most, like, this is what the party hat is, I feel like. You know, the blue one?
4 to 18 million, depending on the color. Every other rare item was still less than $1 million though, as they either couldn't be worn and shown off, or had been hoarded. Party hats were seemingly going nowhere but up, but they were about to lose all of their value. In November of 2003, a player named 6 Feet Under was attempting to find a way to trade scythes using a RuneScape cheating program called AutoRune. Ultimately, he was unsuccessful, but in the process, accidentally discovered a glitch that would allow him to make just about any item in the game out of thin air as many times as he wanted. He shared this glitch with a few friends, and just hours later, they had created and dropped thousands of Christmas crackers and party hats.
What the fuck?
Jagex was furious and banned the accounts of everyone involved, and
why didn't they make hella bank off of that? Bro, are they some YouTubers like, this is how I crashed the pay-to-win server OSRS? What is this, bro? Why did they just try to fuck up the economy, bro? Come on, make your bank and keep the economy safe.
Attempted to remove any cheated in items from the game, but a lot of them slipped through the cracks. Overnight, party hats and Christmas crackers would plummet in value to near worthless. Whoa. When the dust settled a few days later, they bounced back to around 2 to 6 million GP each, but the glitch had changed their rarity forever. The purple party hat was previously the—
At that point, you're scared to looks, bro. There could be a guy out there that has like one stash, right? Like one dupe stash. Why do I say dupe stash? Oh god, I sound like a knower, bro. But I'm invested in like, not invested, but I played a lot like Minecraft, Hypixel, Pit. And there's people selling dupes on Hypixel for fucking crazy money. Like what? Like tens of thousands of dollars in order to dupe items, because some items are worth thousands, including Skyblock and stuff. And Hypixel, Skyblock, you have like this community that are trying to find new dupes. And they sell for crazy money, bro. And sometimes, you know, Hypixel bans some accounts, but they always have like one hidden dupe accounts with like god tier items that they can at some point just like release to the market. Suck. Why does he know? Yo, bro. I was a lot in Hypixel Pit community, and it's a very sus community, bro. We have people ratting each other out, making them, it's like one guy, hey, use my cheat client. You're allowed to cheat in Hypixel Pit, kinda. It's like the street code. It's like PvP type Minecraft, and there's some really rare items. Like, really rare, like flammable times 10. As an example, that's not exactly, you have like lightning, blah, 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 blah. And there's some items that are worth like 5k. Don't ask me why I know. Check username Eric Lamont. And then again, some of these items, bro, they're getting duped the fuck out, and then they fucking threaten each other like, yo, you give me this item, else I fucking... You know what I mean, bro?
The most expensive party hat, as it had the lowest pull rate from Christmas crackers. But because the glitchers created so many, it was now the most common party hat, and would be the least expensive one for about the next 2 decades. Instead, the second rarest party hat you could get from crackers, the blue party hat, would now be the most valuable. This is the party hat I'll be putting my main focus on the rest of the video, as I think its price is the most interesting. Other rare items were largely unaffected by this glitch, as glitchers really only went for the most valuable items. However, Andrew's festive mood had been soured, likely due to the duplication glitch and all the complaints Jagex would get every time they would do a holiday drop. On December 22nd, 2003, he announced that there wasn't going to be a drop on Christmas that year. Instead, the team would focus their efforts on the soon-to-be-released RuneScape 2. In the background, I
thought he punished them. Like, hey, you do this duping shit, bro? No Christmas update, boys. No Christmas present for you guys. Never mind, they were cooking up RuneScape 2. Like CS2. I hope it wasn't aware like CS2. Aware. Nah, guys, come on. And now, looking back at it, bro, Counter-Strike 2, CSGO.
Would slowly begin to rise again. Most of them recovered to their pre-glitch values by March of 2004, but would crash again when RuneScape 2 launched. The game had tons of new content to do, much of which required gold, so players had less of an interest in useless collectibles. But by the fall of 2004, they would begin climbing in price again. This is when a group of merchants would band together to try and influence prices to climb even higher. Merchants are basically players who would buy an item at a lower price from a player player and sell it to someone else at a higher price. Merchants, well, good merchants, were and still are some of the wealthiest players in the game. By buying up a ton of party hats and a bit of social engineering, they were able to
So like cash traders in CS, no? Buy low, sell high?
increase the price of each party hat by a few million gold. It wasn't a huge success, but proved that market manipulation like this was possible and would lead to more attempts in the future. By December of 2004, the prices of Christmas crackers and most party hats would finally recover to their pre-glitch values. But this was short-lived. They would all crash again due to something merchants nicknamed the trust drop. After their first successful merge, they had continued to manipulate the market and believed that prices fell because they had manipulated it too much. Rares had become too valuable and would spend the next few months declining to correct. On the bright side, Jagex would begin giving out holiday items again, but this time they were not only untradable, but they would be available for 2 weeks instead of 1 day. That way, if you were stuck at family
I love
gatherings,
this game's art style, bro. Like, this shit is so, like, unique and recognizable. No, look at this shit, bro.
1 day. That way, if you were stuck at
That's
family
clean.
gatherings or church all day on Christmas, you wouldn't miss out. In mid-2005, the price of rare items would absolutely explode upwards. In just 1 month, the Christmas cracker jumped in price from 25 million gold to 85 million,
What?
while the blue party hat would jump from 30 to 75. Players attributed this huge jump to a few things. First,
They got money for Christmas. No?
was the recent release of the Barrows minigame. Barrows introduced 24 new pieces of armor into the game, all of which were going for incredibly high prices the first few weeks. Perhaps the players who got lucky early on
Gold, gold, gold. Chad, when you open a chest like this, is it random? Asking for a friend. That's a chest right there. Yeah? Whoa, 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 whoa. And you can get like a rare sword or what? After you kill a boss? Oh my god. 1 in 16 for an item?
traded in their loot for a party hat. Slayer had also been released earlier in 2005, and players were now reaching the later levels,
This is
which would
scary.
unlock new monsters with valuable drops. All at the same time, merchants were also trying to manipulate the price of party hats again. However, I think the most important factor is actually inflation. Just like real life, RuneScape's economy also has inflation. The price of 1 million gold in 2003 on underground markets was around $8 to $10, and by 2005 had lowered to about 5 to 7. More people were playing the game than ever, and as a result, gold was entering the game much faster than previous years. Combine all these factors, and it absolutely makes sense why prices skyrocketed. They would drop quickly in the coming weeks, but they still settled for much higher than before. Around this time, something kinda odd would happen. For the first time, a party hat would be consistently worth more than the Christmas cracker,
Wow.
the blue party hat. This is because it was both one of the most desirable colors, and like I mentioned earlier, the second rarest one to get
That's huge. That's like the Obgungne overtaking the Dragon Law. Like, you must have been there.
from crackers. Think of it like how a first edition Charizard sells for more than the packs it comes from.
No.
You could get a Charizard by opening a pack, but the odds are low, so people will just spend more money to get the card they want instead of gambling for it. Throughout the rest of 2005, rares would continue to rise in value to heights never seen before. By the end of the year, the blue party hat was worth a whopping 100 million GP. Again, I'd attribute this to merchants, the rising player base, and inflation, but by
So how much is that? You said 100k gold is $5? Like 600 bucks? 40 bucks? Why do I see two vastly different answers? I'm too fried to whip out the calc right now. 5k back then. Check. 500, $2. Yo, guys, please. 6 to 7. All right, I'm done.
now, rares were running into a new problem. In the last few years, thousands of them had disappeared from the game forever. Many players had lost their rares by dying while wearing them, getting banned, forgetting their passwords,
Wait, dying while... Is it like Tarkov? If you die, you lose it? No. You don't respawn like Minecraft? Hardcore at all times? Yo, I like that. Back then, yes. Used to be 9. They changed it. Did people get soft? Come on, man. That's so cool. I love that. High risk, high risk. But imagine your game crashes. Oh my god, I would crash out. Imagine your game crashes and then you lose your party hat. Oh, hell no.
passwords, and even accidentally casting the high alchemy spell on them, which would turn them into 1 GP each.
What?
The last one is just tragic, but it did happen.
Wait. What?
Which would turn them password. Many players had lost their rares by dying while wearing them, getting banned, forgetting their passwords, and even accidentally casting the high alchemy spell on them, which would turn them into 1 GP each. The last one is just tragic, but
It's like putting it into a trade-up.
did happen. It's part of the reason a little warning screen pops up whenever you try and alch something valuable these days. Throughout 2006,
Good.
party hats would continue to rise, but there were a number of updates that would disrupt the market. First was the launch of skill capes. Every skill in the game now had a cape that you could only wear if you were level 99 in that skill. Owning even one of these was a huge flex. People would offload their valuable items to pay for the materials needed to reach 99 in the more expensive skills. Third Age armor would also launch this year. Incredibly rare armor, mainly worn to show that you're wealthy, that could only be earned by completing treasure trails or by buying it from
Bro, they got so many rare items. I never knew. I thought it was maybe Partyhats and that's where it is. Bro, is there a cape? Oh my god. Is there a cape for when you do all 99? No. Max cape. I need to see what that looks like. Oh, nah. This better looks like boss. Like black. Like, bam. Like a school. Like, yo, king. Or like yellow with the crown. Come on, bro. Oh, my God. Emperor vibes, bruh. Nah. Clash Royale king vibes. Jesus. That is fucking clean. Is that rubies? I think it is. Yo, that is clean. Each skill cape has an emote with it. Oh my god. What is the max cape emote? Does it have also?
someone else. Both of these updates would cause rares to be a little bumpy in 2006, but
Look up Infernal Max cape. Yo, what is Infernal Max? What do you need to do for Infernal Max, chat? What is that? Like you need to fireband? Nah. It's like a Deagle Blaze, bro. Nah. How much is this? How much is this? How much? Wait, this one you can sell, right? The skill cape you can't because you're only allowed to wear it if you have it, like, skilled. Untradable? What? Why? Because you can only bend it as well if you slate the boss. Check. Robs has that? How do you know? How do you know? Link it.
nothing could truly stop their rise. By the end of 2007, the minimum price you would be paying for a party hat was 150 million GP for a purple, but the blue party hat was a jaw-dropping 430 million. They would all continue to rise through 2007, and by November of that year, blues were now 550 million gold. But a few updates no one saw coming were about
I'm sorry, I have to whip out the calc now. 500 million? He said 100k gold is $5. So this times 5. 25k, you're joking, right? You're joking, right? 1 mil is $5 now? Wait, inflation? He said 100k earlier. Like in earlier years. Check, inflation. Okay, so how much then? 500 mil divided by 1 mil. Divided by 1 mil. Divided by 1 mil times 5. 2.5k, that's it?
to destroy the party hat market.
Stop putting this emoji, bro. On everything. I need to delete this emoji at some point, bro. Like, you all make me look like some stupid person, bro. Like, come on, man.
The duel arena in the last few years had become one of the most popular activities in RuneScape. Here, you could fight other players in 1v1 combat for fun or for money. You could wager items or GP before starting a duel, and whoever won would receive both players' wagers. Party hats had become extremely popular.
Imagine this in Counter-Strike. Valve official arena puts you in a 1v1. We have Valve anti-cheat secured servers, so it's fine. Nobody's gonna cheat. Boom. Dragonlore versus Dragonlore. Whoever wins, trade it over. Nah. Oh, hell nah. People would cheat. You can't cheat in Counter-Strike, bro. What are you talking about?
items to wager duels with. If you've been playing RuneScape for a while, I'm sure you remember seeing videos of these high-stakes duels back in the day. Not only were they exciting to participate in, other players just couldn't look away, especially if it was a Nightmare RH video. Now, the Duel Arena was also a big source of real-world trading. Many of the biggest Duel Arena users were buying gold using real money to gamble here. Buying gold is explicitly against the game rules, and Jagex had been trying to stop players from doing it for a while. Many of the websites players bought gold from were stealing players' credit cards, buying membership on a bunch of accounts using those stolen credit cards, and then botting on those accounts to generate more gold that they could then sell. When a player realized their card was stolen, they'd call the credit card company and get their money back. This meant there were a lot of chargebacks coming from Jagex's site, and credit card companies weren't happy about it. If Jagex didn't fix it, even though it wasn't even really their fault, credit card companies would stop working with them. So Jagex would need to make some big changes to prevent real-world trading. The first step was on November 20th, 2007. Jagex would adjust the Duel Arena to have a cap on how much you could win. Players were now limited to a maximum gain of 3,000 GP every 15 minutes.
Oh, hell no.
I don't really want this.
At best, you could win 12,000 GP an hour at the Duel Arena.
Bro.
Seeing as how much of a key part Rares played in the Duel Arena, they would decline in the following days. But this update wasn't enough to curb real-world trading, so the following week, Jagex would take another drastic measure. On the 26th of November, the Grand Exchange was released, a trading system where you could buy and sell just about every tradable item in the game. Previously, all trades were done player to player. This new system was more convenient, limited the ability for players to manipulate prices, and reduced scamming by a lot. Most players loved this update, but Jagex would upset them just a week later when trade restrictions were put in place to try and further curb real-world trading. These restrictions made it impossible to trade any item of value unless the player you were trading with also traded you an item of equal or similar value. These values were decided by the Grand Exchange prices of items that Jagex had set when it launched. This was really annoying. You could no longer give your friends gifts or borrow a buddy's gear for a Slayer task, but at least now you could buy a party hat on the Grand Exchange without—
Yes, Jagex dump on everything. What are these solutions, bro? Like, hey, they get annoyed by real-world trading. They fucking put 3,000 gold limit on the arena. Like, cut it from this to nothing. Marketplace, like, what are they? This is, I feel like they, what is their problem thinking? Like, this is terrible, no? Am I tweaking? Looking from the outside in, these solutions seem goofy as fuck. It's like, what? No, like, there's better solutions for this. There's gotta be. It seems so forced, like so hard-coded, I don't know.
fear of getting merged or scammed, right? Well, yes, but actually no. Jagex messed up and party hats were actually impossible to buy or sell on the Grand Exchange. This is where things get weird. Jagex had set the prices of party hats too high when the Grand Exchange launched. The launch of the Grand Exchange and removal of free trade made them crash much harder than Jagex expected. As a result, the price for a blue party hat on the Grand Exchange was way higher than what players actually valued it at. The Grand Exchange listed a blue party hat at 380 million gold, but in players' minds, it was only really worth about 200. Now, that might not seem like much of a problem if you know how the Grand Exchange works today. If it's worth 200 mil, even if the price says 380, put in an offer for 200, and if someone is selling at that price, should buy anyway, right? The listed price would, over time, correct down to its actual value of 200 mil. Well, things worked differently in 2007. So Jagex's blue party hat set to 380 mil, right? If you put in an offer of 200 mil, your offer would never actually complete, because all offers back then had to be within 5% of the item's current Grand Exchange price. 200 mil would be way too low of an offer, even if that's what the player base felt the item should be priced at. So if
Bro, I'm feeling like this right now, like, are they acoustic, bro? Like, what are they doing in the Jagex studio? What?
Everyone values the blue party hat at 200 mil and Jagex says no, it's 380, then what happens? Well, nobody can buy and sell them on the Grand Exchange. Players would go back to the old-fashioned way of trading, player to player. Because of the trade restrictions, they would now have to pad their trades with junk items. These are items that the Grand Exchange valued highly, but were actually fairly useless. So, to buy a blue party hat, you'd give the seller 200 million gold and 180 million gold worth of junk. If this sounds like a terrible system, it's because it is.
Yeah.
But it was the player's only option. Imagine you pull up to a Ferrari dealership, hand the dealer a check for 200k, and then you have your buddy in a U-Haul dump 300 pounds of Beanie Babies on their lot. In this world, the dealer would happily shake your hand, hand you the keys, and you'd be on your way. Party hats had become a pretty unappealing item. Getting enough junk to be able to buy one was a huge task, especially when you needed so much of it. They were even considered untradable for a while because of this. Owners were more or less stuck with this unsellable, useless paper crown. Although it wasn't all bad times for them. In July of 2008, Jagex introduced the lending feature.
Bro, but we are so early right now. 2008? What games were popping during that time? I mean, we're thinking right now, like right now, chat, humanity evolved. Our brains got bigger, we live longer, like now we understand the world, now we understand technology. These guys back in the day, 2008, did they have phones at the time? Like at that time, it was like, they couldn't ask Rock, they couldn't ask ChatGPT. You know what I mean, bro? Like, of course it's chopped. 1.6 CS? Check. CSS? Check.
You could temporarily lend an item to another player for up to 72 hours, with no risk of being scammed. When time was up, the item would return to
That's
your
what we have in CS right now. I just reverse on them.
account. Around this time, rare item owners would make decent money lending out their items for a small fee. I personally remember paying a couple $100K to borrow a Santa hat back then for about 4 hours. Good use of money.
There are sites in CS who try to make a business out of lending skins, like where you put the skin and then somebody could rent it. You know what I mean? But it never worked out, like it never got popular. But to have it like this, knowing that it's secure, nobody can get scammed, that's kind of cool.
But I sure looked cool in that RuneScape music video that I never finished making. As a result of nobody using the GE to trade party hats, their prices would stay exactly the same for months. For nearly a year, the blue party hat was listed at 380 million gold on the Grand Exchange. In September of 2008, Jagex decided it was finally time to fix their pricing. On September 29th, they would adjust the Grand Exchange and party hats would slowly start moving downwards closer to their street price.
Okay.
But how would they actually start moving in the first place? This part is just a theory, but I think if nobody bought or sold a party hat on that day using the GE, their prices would be lowered by 1%. This would happen until players would begin using the Grand Exchange to trade them again. Throughout the rest of 2008 and early 2009, party hat Grand Exchange prices would slowly sink until they met the street prices. And
Chat, this edging, bro. Like, I want to know what they're worth right now. Don't tell me, please, bro. I'm not going to look at chat. Bro, inflation, 2009, now we're in 2025. It's got to be a bill. Way more than a bill. 5 bill. People got to be rich in here. Maybe a trill. For the blue one. We continue.
value. In July, the blue party hat would bottom out at 300 million gold and begin to slowly rise again. It would do this all the way until February of 2011, where it would reach a whopping 700 million gold.
Already?
An insane number, but things were about to get even crazier. Jagex announced that the trade restrictions were going to be lifted. Along with this, they would make some massive changes to the Grand Exchange. The item price that showed when you went to buy or sell an item would now just be Jagex's suggested price. Players could buy and sell their items for whatever price they wanted without worrying that their offer would be inactive. Even if Jagex suggested an item was worth 100 coins, you could sell it for 500
free market.
so long as someone was willing to pay that
Freedom,
much for
baby.
it. All of a sudden, they'd absolutely explode in price faster than ever before. Before the end of the year, the blue party hat reached an insane price of 2.147 billion gold. The maximum amount of gold that you could hold at a time.
Imagine you were an investor, bro, and you bought a bunch of those. You filled up your stash. What did you say? 150 slots you have with premium? Shh. Multi-account. Buy that shit up. 100 on each. Bada bing, bada bam. You bought them at 4 mil? Oh my god, bro.
This was really exciting, but would also cause a big problem for players looking to buy or sell one, which I'll cover in depth in a moment. For now, Jagex would ignore this problem and do something crazy. They had mentioned in the past—
hacking must have gone crazy there, no? And like scamming. Oh, can I lend your party hat, my friend? Suck. Social engineered. I'm not actually your friend. Give me that fucking blue hat. We have that in CS a lot. Nah, bro. Nah. Fishing? Check. Was a bloodbath? Check.
That they had no plans to introduce more discontinued tradable rare items into the game due to the headache it caused both developers and players. But Jagex back then... Due to the headache it caused both developers...
Yo, no front. What is this shirt? Why is it so short on the sleeves? Looks like he's wearing a kid's shirt. Don't say it says you, bro. Don't say it says you. The sleeves are long. The sleeves are long. It is 2012 though, you're right.
Developers and players. But Jagex back then wasn't exactly known for keeping their promises. For the first time in nearly a decade, they would begin releasing new limited time rare items. The first of which was the fish mask. Remember this thing? No? Yeah, I don't blame you, it's hideous. Now, I'm not really sure why they would release a discontinued rare.
You would have to pay me to wear this. Like a mill. Oh, hell no.
Item after all this time. Oh, it could only be obtained from the Squeal of Fortune, their new.
Oh! What am I looking at? Buy spins? Guys, this doesn't seem right. Super rare? Rare, uncommon, common. You, they were ahead of their time. Were they the first to implement the gambling machine in the game? No, what is this? Is this your past hits? Like at the bottom? Nah, bro. This is weird. Oh my god.
Microtransaction-based minigame. They would also release the Black Santa hat in 2013, maybe to try and lure people back to the game after a certain update, but it was too late. Most players who loved the now very nostalgic holiday items were on the newly released old school RuneScape, where these items were basically worthless. So if you're somebody who's only played old school RuneScape and never played the original RuneScape and you're like, why is he making a big deal about these? They're worth like 3K. That's why. If you want to know why they're...
Wait, I have a question, chat. What is old school and what is original RuneScape? So old school is the new one? Old school is the old one. OSRS. Is OSRS old school? OSRS is re-release of 2007. OSRS has 200k players. That sounds like the bigger one then, right? Old school is a re-release. OSRS is the better one, the based one. And this is where Partyhats are not worth anything. Why? So what is old school RuneScape? Is it a full reset? Like the same game, but a reset and maybe some different graphics, blah, blah, blah. Because some things were chopped from the past, like exploits. Damn. And when did that get released? This one big reset, 2013, wow. And why are Partyhats cheap? Because they released it like on Christmas or Halloween or whatever it was. And then everyone kept them every year? What? So what is the most expensive? I'll ask in a bit. Probably the cape, I guess, Infernal Cape.
So worthless and old school. I'll link the video.
And is no one playing the old economy one? I mean, I guess not, right? If everybody's like, everybody always plays what's popular. Like, why would you play the old one? If nobody cares about the old one. Check.
I made about that at the end. Now, why was the blue party hat reaching max cash such an issue? Well, first of all, it could no longer be traded on the Grand Exchange. It's impossible to buy or sell an item for more than the max cash limit, so players would return to the old way of doing business once again, player-to-player trades. They would use an item called Spirit Shards as currency. Spirit Shards can be bought and sold for 25 GP each from an NPC, making it a really solid store of value. They'll always be worth 25 GP each. If you were holding a max stack of shards, you were technically holding 53 billion gold. Problem solved. Except leaving the cozy convenience of the Grand Exchange led to an old problem coming back. Price manipulation would return in full swing. Rich players could once again hoard the stock and set prices at whatever level they wanted much more easily. By 2015, Christmas crackers and every...
Is there a max limit of holding gold? Or why did they need to use that? Yeah? 2 bill? Oh. Why is there a limit?
Other party hat had passed max cash too. Jagex knew this was a problem, but for now they couldn't do anything. The max cash stack was a technical limitation that would need some major changes to the game in order to increase. So for now, they did nothing. And as you probably expected, street prices of
It's the max integer? Just make it a... float. Oh god. 1 year of university IT? I don't even think that's right. Bro is dumb. Yeah, GG. My professor would not be proud. Bro, everything is gone. I'm not gonna lie. Don't have question mark. Bro, there has to be a way to fix that though, no?
Party hats would climb higher and higher than
I could
ever
fix this in Python.
before. In the meantime, in 2020.
Wait, 7 Bill, shut your bitches up.
So, for now, they did nothing, and as you probably expected, street prices of party hats would climb higher and higher than ever before.
Damn.
In the meantime, in 2021, Jagex would release a new party hat to celebrate RuneScape's 20th year anniversary, the Golden Party Hat. This would be a limited time item, and like the other party hats, would never release again and is tradable. Overall, the player base's reaction to this was relatively positive, and it seemed to bring back a number of old players hoping to snag this soon-to-be discontinued item.
Then again, everyone will have one, no? But still, that looks cool. Imagine Counter-Strike, zack, gives everyone a free knife, a free Karamet vanilla, zack.
The next few years, they would go crazy with limited time rare items.
Don't give them ideas.
They would also release the green Santa hat the same year and the purple Halloween mask in 2022. Although, unlike the golden party hat, Jagex has mentioned that the green Santa could return at a later date and made no mention of if the purple Halloween mask was discontinued or not. I'm not going to start tracking the prices of these in this video because it's really the same story for all of them. They would start out at really high prices and then crash significantly because, well, none of them are really all that rare right now. And
So this is all in old school RuneScape, because you said 2018? That's RS3. What the fuck? That's a car. What do you mean? RS3? RuneScape 3? So that's the one before. Does this look old school to you? No. RS3 is current RuneScape. Okay, check. But everyone is playing OSRS. So why is he talking about RuneScape 3 like a rookie? No front. Because the party hats, it's about the party hats, and it's only in this, right? Check.
honestly, with how many people are hoarding them, they might never be. Now, as for the original holiday items, around this time, the Christmas cracker would take back its rank 1 spot and surpass the blue party hat. If I had to guess, this happened because there are so few that are left unopened. But both of these items had become so valuable that they couldn't be bought with spirit shards alone anymore. So lower valued rares would become another type of currency. You would use the rares to buy the rares. Prices had gotten so high that for the average player, no matter how hard they grinded or how many bosses they killed, they would never be able to afford a party hat. Jagex realized this, and on a live stream about the game's economy, said that party hats had really just become a mercher's playground. They were right. Earlier that year, merchants were shortly able to manipulate
this game. This game looks weird, bro. Whoa. The one that's popular right now, does it have the OG graphics? Yeah, right? This looks goofy, bro. This looks like, who knows this one YouTuber that plays this weird sim game where only like old people are and they like live out their weird kinks. Like, what is this called, bro? Like, no, not VR chat, bro. No. Second Life, yeah, bro. This reminds me of Second Life, bro. Yeah, fucking DNSL, bro. Goat, by the way. Nah, what is this?
the blue party hat street price to 302.5 billion gold. Let's say you wanted to buy one using real money without getting banned. In 2013, Jagex introduced bonds, items which you could buy with real money and then redeem for membership or sell to other players on the Grand Exchange for GP. At the time, bonds were $6.99 USD and sold for 49.8.
That's like keys. In order to survive in Counter-Strike, to play, I mean, not really, but I can't play a game without opening a case. You have keys, which you can buy for cash and you can sell for cash.
Million GP each. In total,
at least could back in the day.
To buy a blue party hat using only bonds at its peak, you'd be spending about $42,500. Jagex knew that it was finally time to tackle the max cash problem. On June 12th, 2023, Jagex would increase the maximum number of coins that could be traded on the Grand Exchange from 2.147 billion to 2.147 quintillion. All of a sudden, party hats and crackers could be traded on the Grand Exchange again, and their actual price—
What about the max integer? How are they allowed to do this? Where's the coding police? How did they not get an error? As a coder myself, I don't understand this. 64-bit? Is that true? That sounds super sexy. 32-bit to 64-bit. Sometimes when I download programs, I'm like, do I have 64? Do I have 33? I don't know what it means. But the way you just say it, like, that sounds so cool. They upgraded to 64-bit. Damn.
Would fall hard. In a few weeks, they would all lose 10 to 20% of their value, mainly because they were that overvalued by merchants who had manipulated their prices. In the following months, they would release more tradable holiday items, like the black party hat, purple Santa hat, and orange Halloween mask, although their prices would follow a similar trend of the other tradable holiday items from years prior.
I hope I'm asking the real question right now. But the game that everyone is playing, OSRS, the re-release, the new economy, this is taken out of the context, right? Like, this is the game that nobody plays anymore, correct? What is right now the most expensive item in OSRS? Third Age pickaxe. Wait. Only 40 more seconds. I need an explanation on that. Yo, I'm bricked up. I'm bricked up to hear about that.
And that's where we are today. As it stands, the blue party hat is worth a whopping 85 billion gold, or
but Chad, how many people play this game still? Y'all told me like this game nobody plays and only everyone plays OSRS. Are we talking 90-10? Are we talking 60? Are we talking 60-40? 200k people playing OSRS versus how many do this play? So a tenth of it, 20 to 30k? No way. That's still a lot. More than I thought. Check.
Or $6,000.
By those are huge numbers. What the fuck? Are you sure 200k still right now? Like, no way. That's one of the most popular games in the world. There are a lot of people AFKing though, right? And trying to get max accounts. I guess. Bots. Yeah. I mean, just like us in CS.
In today's bond prices, and is in good company with the other original party hats. Although prices have stagnated a bit since being able to be traded on the Grand Exchange again, they'll seemingly go nowhere but up long term, as long as RuneScape 3 has players who want them, and inflation continues. Check out the video on the right to
in RuneScape 3, is Party Hat the creme de la creme, the blue Party Hat? The 3H pickaxe is not, like, in there, not the same. Like, check. I want to see the 3H pickaxe. Nah. Goosebumps.
This RuneScape streamer got a drop that only had a 1 in 250.
That's like what? Getting Karamba Blue Jam?
1,000 chance of happening. And this was his reaction.
He got that?
Wallah, I'm not joking. Dummy, I said wallah. Say wallah. Say wallah. Wallah, dummy, I said
What does it do?
Dummy, what the
Wait.
Oh my god. What?
So there's a whole third age
Odds of you
outfit?
getting that item are about the same as you getting struck by a meteor on your way to work. This RuneScape streamer got a...
Alright, Clankor, shut your bitches up. What the fuck? You didn't have to say that. Third age pickaxe is a piece of third age equipment. And this is all hella pricey, I assume, right? Wait, third age knife? Melee, helmet, plate body, plate legs. So the full flex is having all armor in third age? Like, that's the guy. Nah. Yo. I need this. Oh my god. Pickaxe. Felling axe. Oh my god. What is this, a weapon? Type of felling axe. Cloak. Oh! Huh? Wait. Cloak is the coolest thing, no? Like, call me nuts. This is like a cape in Minecraft. What is the most expensive cape? 500 million? The P pattern? The Druidic? Why would it be more than the third age? If this is 1 in 250k. Hey, how's the Druidic more? Guys, you guys are tweaking, bro. I don't think you know old school RuneScape. Druidic cape. Third age Druidic? From a master? The other one was elite. Oh, hell no. That's impossible. But how is the third age pickaxe more than this? Ah, the pickaxe is actually useful. Check. It mines faster like a netherite pickaxe. And the cape is just flex. Yeah, it's just some defense. Probably same as other cloaks. Wow. Not faster, just flex for when you need it. I mean, this cape is pretty flex. Are there other third age Druidic? Is this rarer than here? Price. 2 bill. That's max integer. But are people selling it for more? Do they have the marketplace update? Yeah, right. 10 billion. Wow. And is this better than third age? Like normal third age? It's gotta be, right? Looks worse, though. I have a big question, bro. In CS, we know who is the richest guy. It's probably the Saudi collector, right? Like HFB. Who is the richest guy in OSRS? Money.com is saying troll. Order block? Nah, y'all are glazing, bro. No way the streamer is #1 net worth, bro. In OSRS. Huh? Are you #1? Humble goat. Huh? No way. How did he get that? By dueling? Like, not gambling, but by dueling? Or how? Greatest PvP player? But how are the wealthy guys that he's killing not watching a stream if he's out there hunting? You know what I mean? Like, when you know that Oda block is on the hunt, just log off, buddy. Are you dumb? So, it's in the duel arena. I give him possible offers that they cannot refuse. So, is the dueling, like the PvP, is it random or is it skill-based? Skill. Yo. He would never lose. What? Yo, bro, y'all gotta be trolling, bro. No, bro, chill, bro. Like, what? Is he the symbol of fucking OSRS? When was the last time he died? Today. Wait, really? Scheiße. Oh, shit. Alright, hey, guys. I will see you guys tomorrow. Order block. Stay safe in RuneScape, buddy.